Hi classes. Today we are going over solving literal equations. A literal equation is just an equation that involves two or more variables. So if we take a look at number one, we have 10x plus 5y equals 80. If we don't know what x and y are, we can't solve for either one with an answer, but we can rewrite it. So number one wants us to rewrite it for y. So this is a lot like we're solving. We are just getting y by itself. So the first thing that we would want to do is subtract 10x from both sides. So we end up with 5y on the left, and then 80 minus 10x on the right. And right now we have 5y, so to get y all by itself, we need to divide by 5. Just like when we're solving equations, whatever we do on one side of the equal sign, we have to do on the other. So we are dividing by 5 on both sides, which gives us y equals, and then we have 80 divided by 5 is 16, minus 10x divided by 5 is 2x. So we have y equals 16 minus 2x. And for our second one, we have 4 equals 2m minus 5n, but we want to rewrite it so that we're solving for m. So we need to add 5n to both sides, because we want to get m all by itself on one side of the equal sign. So we end up with 4 plus 5n equals 2m. To get m all by itself, we divide both sides by 2. And we get 4 divided by 2 is 2, plus 5/2 n equals m. So with 3 and 4, we get a little bit trickier. These equations only have variables. There's no numbers. But we're still doing the same process. So if we have ax minus by equals c, we are solving for x. So we have, let's see, we need to add by to both sides so that it cancels out on the left side, and we just have ax equals c plus by. Now to get x all by itself, right now it's a times x, meaning we divide both sides by a, so that we get x equals, and we can't simplify it since we don't have any numbers and any like terms, so we have c plus by divided by a. Let's see, with number 4, we have negative t equals r plus px, and we're solving for x. So we would subtract r from both sides. We get negative t minus r equals px. We still to get x all by itself. Right now it's p times x. So we divide both sides by p, and we get negative t minus r divided by p is equal to x. All right, 5 and 6, these are formulas that we're used to. C equals 2 pi r. That is, hopefully you know, it's the equation to find the circumference of a circle. So if we wanted to rewrite that formula to find out what r is, then right now we have c equals 2 times pi times r. So to get r all by itself, we would divide both sides by 2 pi. So we end up with c divided by 2 pi is equal to r. So not much to that one. Now with 6, we have p equals 2l plus 2w, solving for w. Hopefully you recognize that this is to find the perimeter of a rectangle, with L being our length and W being our width. So if we want to solve for width, We need to first subtract 2L from both sides, and we get P minus 2L is equal to 2W. And to get the width all by itself, we divide both sides by 2. We get W over here. For this side, you could either leave it like that, P minus 2L divided by 2. It's perfectly acceptable. Or you can distribute that dividing by 2. You get 1/2 P, or P divided by 2, minus L equals W. So on the back, I just have some more practice. Let's see, these are just a little bit more difficult. So with our first one, T equals AM minus N over R plus 2. Anytime we want to get rid of the fraction, we need to multiply by the denominator. So for this, we're going to multiply both sides by the quantity R plus 2. We have to multiply by that whole denominator, which means it'll cancel out there and there. So we get T times R plus 2 is equal to AM minus N. Still have to get M all by itself, so we're going to add N to both sides. Now it is completely up to you if you would like to distribute that T first. So I didn't in my answer key, but I will in this example just so you can see both. We have TR plus 2T plus N is equal to AM. Let's see if I can fix that equal sign. And to get M all by itself, the last step, we are dividing everything by A. So you would get M is equal to TR plus 2T plus N over A. Or you can go by the answer key that I wrote up, and you can leave that the T times R plus 2 undistributed. It is completely up to you. So let's see, this one is another example. I'm going to go through it somewhat quickly just to make this video not insanely long. So with this one, we're solving for x. So we need to first subtract c from both sides. We get y minus c is equal to a times x minus b. We need to divide by a on both sides because we are doing the opposite order of PEMDAS, if you remember that, the SADMEP. So we're going to do the multiplication before the parentheses. C, so we have y minus c divided by a is equal to x minus b. So the last thing we need to do is add b to both sides. Let's erase that because that plus is getting, the more I try to fix it, the worse it gets. So let's add b to both sides, and we get y minus c over a plus b, which does not go over a, is equal to x. So with getting rid of fractions, you're going to find the lowest common denominator and multiply both sides of the equation by your lowest common multiple. Or yes, sorry, I am muttering to myself. Okay, so we have 3x over 4 minus x over 3. We can multiply both sides by 12, which is going to give us 120 on this side. And then it is going to give us, let's see, 9x minus 4x. Now all we need to do is combine our like terms, and we get 5x equals 120. And then to solve for x, we can divide both sides by 5. We should get x equals 24. Nice whole number. For the other side, 2b divided by 5 plus 3b divided by 4 equals 3. We can multiply both sides by 20. And we get, let's see, 4 times 2 is 8b plus 15b is equal to 60. Combine our like terms, we get 23b equals 60. Divide both sides by 23, and you get b equals, that is as reduced as it gets. If you want to go with a mixed fraction, you would have, let's see, it's equal to 2, I think 14/23. All right, our last one. With this one, I'm only going to worry about getting rid of the fractions on this side of the equation. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 6 because I'm not afraid of working with fractions on my left side. But if you didn't want to deal with them, you could multiply both sides by 18. But for now, I'm going to get, let's see, 6 times 1/9 is 6/9, or 2/3, is equal to 5 minus 2m. So we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. So that's going to just give us negative 2m on the right side, not on the left. 2/3 minus 5. I'm going to rewrite negative 5 as minus 15/3. So if I have 2 minus 15, I get negative 13/3 equals negative 2m. To get m all by itself, I'm dividing both sides by negative 2, which gives me m on this side. My negatives are going to cancel out, and I'm going to have 13/3 times 2, which is 6. So my final answer there is 13/6 equals m. Sorry, I'm over the 10-minute mark, but under the 15. Those are some long notes, but you could have always fast forwarded through them for the parts you didn't need. If you have any questions, we're going to be working on this tomorrow and doing a scavenger hunt, so feel free to ask tomorrow. Have a great night.